What's up, everybody? It's Camel here, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. I am making RLCS X Teams tier list, which I always kind of wanted to do, and I love watching RLCS. I haven't watched every single team play, but I've watched almost every team on here. Almost, like I said, mainly most of these guys. NA. I live in NA, so I have watched more NA teams, but I've watched most of the EU teams play. Which, yeah. So I have a pretty basic understanding. I probably won't know every player. I have this open to check because I know the first set's like EU and then it goes NA. So I know most NA people though, but not EUs where I kind of get a little, a little messed up. Other than that, we have all these tiers. S tier is for like godlike. F is for like good, but not like that good. I feel like none of these teams are bad, but they're just not good, in RLCS. But that's okay. So first we got Dignitas. Dignitas is doing very well. I think they got third in the winter major for EU, which is really good. But honestly, I don't think yeah, they got third, but honestly they didn't really beat that many great teams to get. I mean they did. They played good, but when they played like BDS and they played Vitality, they weren't able to take the W. But I know they did come close with Vitality in the winter major. So I'm gonna kind of go off winter major, regional 3. They didn't explain that, but yeah. So going off like those last two. So I'm gonna put them at B tier. I have a feeling eventually they're gonna be an A tier, maybe S tier team. But right now they're kind of new still. They're slowly getting better. Like if you were talking to me like regional 1, I probably would have them like C tier. But right now, like the way they have been playing, I'm putting them at B tier. Endpoints. This is one of the teams I don't know that well. Okay, so we have for Endpoint, I think it's Relating Wave, Virtuoso, Mercenaries. And their last regional they were in, they didn't do too bad. They lost the first match, but then they won like 4 games in the lower bracket. And for that, I'm gonna put them around C tier because they're not that team. They're gonna always pop up, be number 1 on the top of on top of the league, but they're gonna be there. Like they have pop off potential. They can play good when they need to. They can get wins. And they can qualify. So for the next major, so I'm gonna put them around C tier. They're not terrible, but they're also not top team. We got Giants. All right. Honestly, I've never watched this team play. It's one of the teams I have not watched play, but I know they're a good team, and I know they have pop off potential and potential to win. I think they won one, or I don't know if it was Team Queso or them, but I'm gonna put them at B tier as well, just because they've gotten really close. They can compete when they come to play. They can beat big teams like BDS, but it's all very rare. But I'm gonna put them at B tier just because I don't think they're not consistent enough to be any higher. So I think they're gonna be around B tier as well, which is fun. Guild, Guild is a different team. Guild, like I said, they can be up here, not S tier, but they can be like B tier. But I think I'm gonna put Guild around D tier, maybe C. I don't know. We'll see. I think maybe one of these two. They can be good teams, but they also cannot play good. They're just inconsistent for the most part. Like you don't always see these guys on top, which you should because they have a good roster. Let's see who they got. Tho, Annoy, and Devo. Like they have a good roster, but they're not always at the top, which you should. But I'm gonna put them at C tier. I feel like that's a good spot for them because they're very inconsistent. They can be down here, or they can be up here. It's just yeah, C tier is good for them. Oxygen. I'm putting Oxygen A tier. My only reason why, yes, they haven't been making it to the finals, but they're always coming in. They're always gonna be playing good. Like they're very consistent. You know what I mean? Like they're always gonna be coming in. They're not playing the greatest Rocket League, which I could understand why you put them B tier, but they're consistent. They're gonna come in. They're probably gonna win a few games in the major. They're gonna win games. They're not gonna get 0-2'd. I think it's Farah, Astra, Chauset. Like that's all you have to say. Like they can get wins. They're not struggling too hard, so they can definitely beat some good teams. They haven't been doing as great as you think they've normally been doing or you want them to do, but they've still been winning. They're not doing terrible. So I'm going to put them around A tier. I might drop them later. We'll see. Vitality. Alright, I'm switching this. I'm putting Oxygen B tier. Sorry. Vitality. Only because I don't want to put them at S tier. Yes, you're probably thinking I'm retarded. They have L54, K-Dot, Fairy Peak, but they have not been playing as good as we want them to play, or as they should be playing. Which they, like I said, they still can pop off, but they have not been playing to their potential, which is why I want to put them A tier. They can be up here once they get it together. They can be up here, but they just haven't been playing as good as you want them to play. They're losing to some teams they shouldn't be losing to. See, personally, I think they should be beating BDS every time, but that's just me. I'm putting them at A tier just because they're not there yet. They need to get there. I know if we go to like land, they'll probably pop off. They always do, but so far in like the splits and everything, they haven't been doing that much. I think they're second in the ranking, which is good. But to me, I think Europe's kind of weak. Yeah, you can hate me, but I don't think. I think NA has a lot more fun and better teams than Europe this year does. That's all I'm gonna say. But next, I'm gonna BDS. Obviously, they're S tier. As much as I don't think they should be S tier, I feel like they haven't proven themselves yet. Maybe in the land, if we make a land, and they can beat any, and if they can beat NA teams and like stomp them, like they've been stomping most of these teams, I will give them props. But right now, I don't honestly. I know they're good, but I feel like Europe's kind of weak right now. So they are. I mean, they're a great team. I feel like they could compete, be a lot of NA teams, but not like the top like 3, which I will go into later and tell you. But BDS, I'm putting them S tier. I kind of have to. They barely lose. They win almost every series, so I got to put them there. Solari, I'm putting them around either D or E. Solari is that team where they go in, they're probably gonna win their first match, and they're gonna lose, and they win, and they lose. Like they don't ever make it past the second round in the winners bracket or the losers bracket. They're a good team. They always come close, but they just never can make it past that round. Which is why I want to put them around E tier. But I know they can be good. I've seen them play. I've seen them play a few times. I know they can be good. The games they do win, they play very good. But then you watch them the game after, they just kind of fall apart. So right then, I'm probably gonna put them at E tier for now because they can be very solid, but they haven't made it far enough for me to put them any higher. We got Rich GG. All right, Rich GG is one of those teams that really haven't been playing super well. I'm gonna put them F2. When I looked at the majors, they've barely won. They always lose the first round, which nothing toward them. I think it's like Magnus, Buller, and somebody else. I don't know, but they are not there yet. I don't know. I think they might have gotten a what's it called? Org change. So I don't know. I think Rick's went to I think Redemption. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Redemption's not even on here, but yeah. So they're not playing super hot. It's all good. It happens. Next, Team Liquid. Part of me, if you look at the roster, I think it's like I'll tell you the roster in a second. But if you look at their roster, you know they can be such a good team, but they're just too inconsistent, man. Like that's why I'm setting them at D tier. They're just very inconsistent. They don't always play how you think they should play. I think it's like Fruity Speed and somebody else. I can look real fast, but it's Fruity Speed, and Ronicky. Like that's a good roster if you think about it. They just aren't there yet, man. I feel like they can be up here if they get it together, but recently they haven't been getting together. So I'm gonna put them at D tier. They're better than some teams, but they're not competing with these guys up here so far. Team Queso, I almost say Queso. Team Queso, they're also one of those teams. I think they won a regional. I don't know. I don't remember for sure, but I think either they went top 2 or they won. These guys are also kind of inconsistent. They can play like Guild. They can play up like Giants and stuff. They also don't tend to always play up at the high levels. They kind of stay low. So I'm putting them at B tier. Maybe C tier. I don't know. I'm gonna keep them at B tier, but they don't play to as high as their capabilities like they have shown before. Singularity. This team I think it's Breezy, Scrub, and I think it's Hibbs. I think, pretty sure, but they haven't been playing very well either. I mean, yeah, they've qualified for stuff, which I kind of want to put them in C tier, which I think I'm gonna. They've been qualifying. They've been playing good enough to get to the majors and stuff, but they kind of haven't been doing very well when they do get to the majors and in the splits. So I'm putting that C tier. I think they're on par with these teams, which is alright. Top Blokes. Top Blokes is not one of those teams, man. There's kind of a big old pattern in Europe. A lot of the teams, they can be so good, but they're just not consistent enough to be good enough. And Top Blokes is one of those teams. They can play up here. They can literally beat BDS, but they just don't always show up. Which is why I'm gonna put them at B tier as well. They don't always show up. They can show potential. They can beat teams. They can be up here at times, but they can also be down here at times. There's just a lot of inconsistent teams in Europe, which is alright. Triple Trouble. All right, Triple Trouble. I think I'm gonna put them around C tier. They can beat teams that are lower than them, but I feel like once they play a team that's up like higher, that's when they don't always come through. Which is why I'm putting them at C tier. I think it's Bluey, Tadpole, and someone else. I don't know who the third guy is, but they can have potential. They can beat all the teams that are lower than them, which is good. But they also haven't been able to full on beat these guys enough for me to put them any higher. So I think. Oh no, we have two more teams for EU. So this next team, I was a huge fan of Fadeaway. I feel like they could have been so good. They just didn't perform at their best. I didn't do that. Sorry. But right now, honestly, I'm putting them F tier as well. As much as that hurts me, because I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan. I love Yu-Gi-Oh. I think he's one of the best players in the world. I think he's in my top 5 easily. But they didn't perform all the time. They did beat some teams. Like they went to the game 5 with BDS, but they didn't take them down, which sucks. So I'm gonna put them F tier. I think they disbanded. I'm pretty sure they did. So happens. But as much as I want to put them higher, they're not that. They didn't play as well as I wanted them to play. Galaxy Racer. Man, people are sleeping on this team, bro. They are. I feel like some people don't think they're like C D tier and they're not that great, but I'm putting them as B tier as well. Like I've seen these guys play, man, and they pop off. When they pop off, man, no one's stopping these guys. No team in EU is stopping these guys when they're hitting, and it's really fun to watch. I love watching EXO play. He's so good. So I'm putting them as B tier as well. I mean, they're not always beat most of these teams, but they can compete with them. They're always there, which is good. All right, enough of the Europe stuff. This part of the thing is like my thing. This is what I watch. Alpine. I love watching Alpine. Like I think this is one of those teams that can pop off. That when they get when they get it together, they're gonna be deadly. But they're not competing as good as you think they will. They're not playing as well. So right now I'm putting them at D tier, just because they're new. I'm pretty sure they're new. I haven't seen Alpine in RLCS before, but I feel like they can be up here. Give it maybe the spring split the pie raise higher, but right now I think they're at D tier. They can be better. I really hope they get better at. They're fun to watch. United, this guy like Tristan, Hoxer, I don't know the third guys, but United is also a solid team. I think I'm putting them around D tier as well, just because. Yeah, they can win, but they haven't been able to beat any of these higher teams in NA. Like they haven't been able to take them all out. Like yeah, they can every once in a while, but like they're not. I feel like they're not there. They can be there soon, but not right now. Kansas City, I'm putting them B tier. They are playing very well. Every single split they have, they're playing well. They're always, at least making it to this, second day. They're always playing solid. Beast mode is insane. Literally is a beast. That's what he is. So I think I'm putting up here. They did very well. They didn't do very well, but they did good. Again, the winter major, but they ended up losing to Rowe, which I will talk about. But they're doing solid. I'm putting them at B tier. They can be at times they can be the best team in NA, but for the most part they're on B tier as well. Pittsburgh Knights. This is actually the one NA team I've not watched. I have not seen this team play like at all, which is kind of sad. I've seen literally every other team play, but Pittsburgh. All right. So from what I see from Pittsburgh, I don't know where I put them. Right here. From what I see from Pittsburgh, they're doing good. They're not doing terrible. They're doing better than Alpine, better than E United. I'm gonna put them around C tier. They're not doing terrible. They're probably one of the most average teams in there. I haven't seen them beat any great teams, but they're always beating like the lower teams, which is good. But putting them around C tier, I feel like that's a good spot for them. Rogue, I'm putting Rogue S tier, man. I don't know if you guys have been seeing them play. Yeah, they just lost. They got second, but they also just got first in the Winter Major against NRG. But dude, these guys, they're gonna be something hard to compete against, man. I'm telling you, Rogue is playing amazing. Yeah, they just lost, but they literally won. They forced a bracket reset in the Winter Major for NA. They're playing insane. First Killer is one of the best players, maybe top 2 with Justin in NA. So I'm putting Rogue S tier. They've been playing so well. Fun to watch. Space Station. Okay, this is a hot take for me. I don't think they're A tier. I think they're B tier, man. I feel like once they traded AXB, they kind of like fell down. I mean, yeah, they had the first good region. They had the first regional, but they also just haven't been playing as well these last 2. And the Winter Major, they haven't been playing as good as you think they can. I might stick them A tier just because like that's what everybody wants me to do, but this is also my list. So I also don't care. But in my mind, I feel like Space Station's not competing at all. Like it's terrible. And really want them to be higher, but they're just not there. I don't know what's happening with them, but I'm putting them at B tier. Sonics. Sonics are playing solid. I mean, they're not anything crazy. I think I'm going to put them around D tier as well, just because they haven't full on been beating all the good teams, but they're still like they qualified for the winter majors, which is good. That's better than what most people do anyway. And I think they took a series and they almost took down. I don't know what team. I know it was a good team. They almost took them down. I think it was Envy. It was Envy. They almost beat Envy. They went to Game 5 with Envy. But Sonics are on D tier. That's pretty good for them. Envy S tier. That's nothing much to say. It's Turbo Poser, dude. That's all I'm gonna say. He's one of the great. Turbo Poster is one of the greatest to ever play the game. Dude's a winner. Peeps. I think I'm putting the Peeps. I think I'm gonna put them at B tier as well. They have been playing very solid. They're always making it pretty far in the brackets. They have upset potential. They've beaten a lot of good teams. They're super fun to watch. If you don't like watching the Peeps, then there's something wrong with you. AJ is incredible. Check them out if you haven't seen them. They're fun to watch. I'm putting them B tier. Xset. I'm putting Xset E tier. They haven't been doing very well, as you can see, and they did alright. This is not bad, but for the most part, they haven't been getting up here like these guys have, as the Peeps right there. But I feel like they can be better. I mean, I could argue putting them here, which I might, just considering their matches. I am going to put them D tier, actually, not E tier. They've been playing way too well to get put down in E tier. Maybe, honestly, they could probably get bumped up to C tier as well, but I think D tier is good for them right now. So I'll put Xset D tier. G2 C tier. Only because I'm a big G2 fan, so this hurts me too as well. But they have not been playing very well as much as we want them to play. Yeah, I know they won. I think it was the grid. They did win one of those, but that was a while ago, a few months ago, and they haven't really been able to compete much. They didn't do good in the major. They didn't do good in regional 3. Or as good as we wanted to. They haven't been the top 2 teams yet. They have not yet to win one of the regionals. So until they do that, I think C tier is good for them. I want them to do better. Love G2, but I think C tier is good for them right now. They're still competing. They're still playing great. Don't get me wrong. They're still playing good, just not as good as like these teams and these teams. 72 Pin Collector, I'm putting them E tier. They haven't been popping off, but they've been making it to the winter major, which is good. They're like the same kind of team as Solari. Nothing crazy, but they're making it. They're doing solid for them. Version 1 is very underrated. I think they're either B tier or C tier. They're not anything crazy yet. Now that I see I have too many teams in the B tier. I might have to move some teams up, which I honestly probably will do. But I think I'm going to put version 1 C tier as well with all these teams because, they're beating teams that aren't as good as they are. But once they play a team that's higher in the ranks, they don't fully come through. That makes sense. NRG, they just won regional major. I don't know what to say. They just picked up Musty, so they're already popping off. They're doing great. And then Ghost, they did alright in the major. I'm thinking I'm gonna put them in C tier as well. They didn't do crazy good in the C tier. In the major, but they didn't do terrible. They actually did beat G2, which I don't know why. That's weird, but. I'm actually going to switch this around because I feel like I can fix this since I have everything done. So I will be back when I do that. Alright, so this is my final thing. I ended up moving these 3 teams to A tier because I only had Vitality in there. But I ended up moving Space Station. I ended up moving Dig. I ended up moving Top Los as well. But otherwise, this is my entire list. Well, my team list. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Comment. Tell me I'm stupid. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't care. On that, guys, I'll see you guys in peace.